Kings and queens? It's your girl Essentially K. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Hello. If you're returning, what's good? Happy freaking Friday, y'all. I hope that so far you have had the most amazing first week of the year. I hope that this whole entire week has been nothing but like good vibes, positive energy, motivation to do all of the things that you say you wanted to do or accomplish this year. First and foremost, I want to shout out to everybody who watched my last video, which was basically me just setting my goals for the year, setting my intentions, and discussing just exactly what my like top 15 goals are so far for the year. Shout out to you if you watched that video. Also shout out to you if you watched that video and then decided to go ahead and make some goals of your own. I'm already proud of you for taking the first step to make those goals and like write those goals out, because honestly writing it makes things so much more clear and easier for us to really accomplish the things that we want to accomplish. So kudos to you. Make sure you give yourself like a little clap or a little pat on the shoulder or something, because those little steps make a huge difference. So still kind of keeping with the same theme as far as, you know, a fresh start for the new year and making sure that we actually do the things that we say we want to do for this year of 2022. I do want to talk in this video about like some keys to consistency, things to help me out. Obviously at any point what may work for me may not work for you, but I do want to make sure that I give you guys at least a few tips that I use for myself, things that actually help me to stay productive, stay consistent, stay focused, and just kind of keeping my eye on the things that I set as actual goals. But before we get into this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below, tap the notification bell so that you don't miss any weekly uploads, which is every Friday at noon. Alright y'all, so I did take a few notes, and so if you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking at my phone, because I did take a few notes because I do not want this video to be super long. I want to get straight to the tips and then get on about my day. So number one, my first thing to do to like stay consistent or to stay on track with your goals is to know your why. Simply know why you're doing what you're doing. Know why you have the goal that you have. If that is finishing a degree, what is your degree in? Like, what do you want to do with that degree? What type of opportunities are you trying to manifest and have for your family? You know what I'm saying? So like just understanding clearly why you're doing what you're doing, because if you don't have a clear source for your why, then you can lose motivation at any time and just like not necessarily care about it. But if you have your eye on exactly why you're doing it, then it kind of gives you the boost that you need on the days it's like a little harder to like get up and get to things. Okay, for me, sometimes I can have multiple whys, which is totally fine, but just being clear or honest and open with yourself to say these 2 or 3 things are my why. It could be an actual opportunity that you want for your family. It can be just financial stability. It can be anything, the life that you want to live and closing the gap between the life that you're living now and what you want to, how you want to live. But just being very clear on that. So it's okay to have more than one why. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I have more than one why. But I do different parts of my goals to reach different parts of my why. Does that make sense, y'all? I hope that makes sense. All right, number 2 is to take everything one task at a time. Me personally, I get anxiety when my mind is like cluttered. If I have too many things going on in my mind at a time, which is all the time for me, to be real. But that's one reason why I have to like keep my space like open and just like tidied at all times, because for me, when my space gets cluttered, my mind gets cluttered. I feel like I can't think. I feel like I can't zone in on one thing. I can't focus on one thing to finish anything or like complete a task because I'm thinking about X, Y, and Z. Oh, I didn't wash those dishes, or oh, I didn't put such and such back after I used it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the smallest things for me that trigger my anxiety. So you just gotta be honest with yourself and know what your triggers are, what sends you into like a stressful mode, what makes you feel like less motivated, and just taking those things one task at a time. So instead of looking always at the bigger picture, look at all the smaller steps that you need to take to get there. The thing for me is I do daily to-do lists, and if you've been following me for or subscribed to my channel for a while, you know that I've shown like how I've done to-do lists. Comment down below if you would like me to break down that again, because it's a little bit different for me now, but I can give you like an updated video on like my strategy for to-do lists. But when I make to-do lists, and then I also even though I know I need to do all these different things in one day, I take it like literally a task at a time or a chunk of time within my day to try and complete certain tasks, so that I'm not like overwhelmed with all of what I have to do, but instead I'm like, okay, for these first 3 hours from 9 to 12, I need to get these 3 things done. It doesn't matter what order, it just kind of depends, you know, and each day is different. So let me know in the comment section if you would like a detailed description of how, or not description, but example of how I break down my like to-do list, and I can definitely do that for you guys. I just don't want this video to turn into that. But let me know in the comments, which actually led me to my number 3, make to-do list. You might not be a to-do list kind of person. Not everybody is. Some people do better with just like knowing what they got to do in their head and just getting to it. Me personally, if I haven't written it down, I'm not getting to it. I'm just not. Even if I know I have to do it, in the back of my mind, I'm only doing the things that I see. I have to check. I got to be able to check stuff off my list, y'all. I don't know what that is, but I have to be able to write it down, check it, so that I feel like accomplished. Does that make sense? Is anybody else like that? Like, do you make to-do lists? And it can be the smallest things. I might say vacuum my floor, and that's on my to-do list. Check, just so I can feel like I'm getting something done. So I put everything on my to-do list. But yeah, number 1, know your why. Number 2, take it one task at a time, which in my mind I think it was Rocky. In the movie Rocky, he says like, 1 step at a time, 1 punch at a time, 1 round at a time. So instead of taking it like thinking of the knockout in total, think of it as little tasks and little steps. 1 step at a time, 1 punch at a time, 1 round at a time. That's kind of what works for me. And then number 3, obviously make your to-do list. All right, y'all, so number 4 is actually going to be to schedule your priorities. Don't prioritize your schedule. Does that make sense? So obviously you'll have these things on your to-do list, and sometimes everything might feel like a priority, right? Everything may seem super high, like on your to-do list or your priority list. However, sometimes things can kind of be pushed down. So schedule your priorities first. What are the main 3 things, the main 2 things, or the 1 thing I absolutely have to do today? Make that first. Actually schedule a time for you to work on it. Like, schedule a time. From 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. I'm not doing anything but this. Once I get that accomplished, then I can move into the rest of my to-do list. Give yourself some wiggle room is basically what I'm trying to say. If you know that whatever your main priority or your main task for the day is going to take you a significant amount of the day, and this is for everybody who, you know, who are like me, as far as like I have to feel some sort of accomplishment. I don't personally want to work on one task all day long and that be the very first thing that I do, and then I'm not able to get to the other things, because then at the end of the day I could potentially not have accomplish anything, right? But if I have a bunch of small tasks that I can get out of the way first, schedule the time frame for you to work on the big most important thing for later, and then knock out all the small ones that you can possibly do in whatever order you get to it, if that makes sense. And then if you want to start earlier on your bigger tasks, your higher prioritized tasks, then that's fine. But schedule your priorities so that you're actually blocking out time in your day to work on certain things. But me personally, I just have to have a few checks. Like, if I don't have some checks by the end of the day, I feel like I didn't do nothing, even if I did and I just didn't get to everything. All right, y'all, I'm back. Sorry, my camera died, so it might be just a little bit out of focus from where it was at first, but I do apologize. Anyway, we're going to finish this video out. Number 5 is going to be to take small timed breaks. Schedule yourself, like, even if you don't schedule it, life doesn't have to be scheduled every single minute, but give yourself small breaks throughout the day. Just don't get so comfortable in your breaks that you lose motivation to finish whatever you're trying to do. For me personally, if I can work for a couple hours and take me, you know, a 20-30 minute break, not even 30 to be real, it's like 15 to 20 minute break, just to like, if I need to eat or, you know, just to kind of decompress for a split second, that helps me to be able to continue with the rest of my day, because it doesn't feel like I've just done work, and instead I've actually been able to take a small break, whether it's to call my mama or, you know, talk to my niece, or, you know, just do different things in that small break, and then just as a refresher, so I can say, okay, I can keep pushing, I can keep going. But sometimes we can get caught up in so much of the work that we don't take the breaks, and then we work so long for the day and then like crash. And then that can also lead to other things, you know, migraines, headaches, not eating properly, not drinking water, not, you know, hydrating properly, or whatever the case may be. So make sure that you are actually giving yourself small breaks. And if you know that you're the type of person that starts a break and really doesn't know how to like stay motivated or get back up, actually set a timer. Set a timer on your phone if necessary. I do that all the time. I'll say, okay, I'll set a 15-minute timer if I want to take a nap, or if I want to take, you know, like just a quick little breather. But actually setting the timer helps, because you have that reminder like, okay, Kayla, you said you were going to get up and do this once the timer went off. So the timer is kind of like a little accountability partner for me. All right, y'all, those are the only tips that I have for you guys today. It's not the only tips that I have, but I feel like they're good starter tips for just starting to be consistent, really committing to yourself, committing to your goals. That way we don't get caught up in our daily routine and it end up being something that's more of a task for us to accomplish our goals than actually something that's satisfying. So let me know in the comment section down below if you guys are interested in, you know, further tips for things like that, staying organized, how I organize my to-do list, different apps that I might use, y'all. Let me know that in the comment section. Again, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and for watching the last video, and for giving me some video suggestions in the last video. I will be getting to those here soon. Again, y'all, thank y'all so much. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below. Tap the notification bell so that you don't miss any weekly uploads every Friday at noon. Peace and positivity, kings and queens. I'm